Jordan.
I am Chef Nolan.
And I'm Rachel Hanson. Thanks for joining us today. We have a delicious menu planned for you guys. It's August, it's hot, it's humid, kind of feels like the tropics, so we've got a couple of tropical dishes for you. You guys excited?
Yeah, and today we're gonna be making the upside down caramelized banana silk cake.
That's right, upside down caramelized banana skillet cake. And we are going to make some Caribbean chicken rice bowls. Really delicious. We're going to start with our dessert. We're going to get this cake in the oven so that it can cook while we're working on our chicken. So, this recipe will remind you a little bit of like an upside down pineapple cake, but instead we're going to use banana. All right, so what we're going to start with here is we have 3 tablespoons of butter, 2/3 a cup of brown sugar, and we're just going to melt this in the microwave for about 30 to 60 seconds, and then we are going to whisk it up. And while we're working on that, Jordan is going to take a banana. He's going to open it up, and actually you're going to do 2 because they're tiny. And we're going to put the banana in this bowl, and we are going to start smashing it up with the mix and mash. So Jordan, that's your project.
The mix and mash?
Mix and mash. We're going to melt this up.
Good thing she opened it because I'm not very good at it.
All right, so after we have our butter melted, we're just going to take our whisk and we're going to mix this up. You got this, Nolan? Whoops.
I will mash that. I'm okay.
You're okay? All right. Can you whisk this up for me? If you hold that hand, there you go. And whisk, whisk, whisk. All right. How's this going? All right, we're going to keep mashing.
Hey, Mama.
Yes, sweetie. All right, so once this is whisked up, we're going to add...
Came off.
Awesome. Let's just set those aside.
And then mix it again.
Yep, keep mixing it. Now we're melting 2 tablespoons of butter in our 12-inch skillet. Yep, it's hot. All right, to our brown sugar mixture, we're going to add 1/2 a cup of dark rum.
Whoa.
All right, you can carefully mix that in.
Is it off?
Nope, that's not turned off. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a couple bananas.
You see, it's not on.
I turned it down. All right, we're going to take a couple bananas here. And do you want to help me peel some bananas, bud? We're going to slice these up, and we're going to put them in our skillet. All right, so we're going to take these bananas, and we're just going to, we're going to cut them in half. Okay, thank you.
Cut them in half so that I get to put them in.
What we're going to do is we're going to cut them in half, and then we're going to cut each half into quarters. So we just cut them this way and this way. And then we've got nice slivers of banana, and what we're going to do with this, then we're going to put them in the hot butter in the pan. And we are going to put them in a nice design, a nice circle, and then we're just going to leave them and let them cook for a couple of minutes. Jordan, while I'm working on that, I have some water to add to your banana mix.
To make it easier to smash.
It might make it easier to smash. We're going to add, it was 1/2 cup of water. We're going to add 3 eggs as well. And after that's all mashed up together, we're just going to add 1 box of yellow cake mix.
Oh, can I dump that in mine?
After we get everything else in. So if you can mix that in, please.
I have to mix like this, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we're just going to take these bananas,
That's good.
and we're just going to put them in a circle.
Hey, I want to put some on.
All right, we're putting them in a circle like this, Jordan.
Oh.
Fun task for the kids to help with, as long as they're careful, because the pan is hot.
Oh, Mama.
Yes, sweetie.
Some all cooked up.
Yep, they're all going to get cooked up. All right, you want to keep helping?
Over.
All right, now, like I said, the trick to this is to put the bananas in the pan and then just leave them so that they can caramelize in that butter.
How do they caramelize?
So they're going to cook up a little bit, and caramelizing means that the sugars in there kind of get brown and crispy. So the bananas have a lot of natural sugars in them, and then we've got the butter that acts as our grease to cook it up. And so it's going to turn a nice brown, like crispiness to it, and that's what caramelizing is. Good question, bud. All right.
Okay, so you mean that you're gonna caramelize some wax next time?
Jordan.
Some bubbles.
All right, we're going to add 3 eggs. Do you want to,
Okay.
here, get your masher and keep mashing up.
Move.
We'll add 3 eggs in here, and we're going to mash it all up. Whisk it together. All right, so after we have our bananas in here, we're going to let them sit for about 4 to 5 minutes on about medium to medium-high heat. How you doing over here?
Medium.
All right.
I'm done. Can I fly this?
We're going to pour it in a little bit. All right, we're going to take our whisk over here now so we can get our eggs all whisked up a little bit.
What?
I know.
I don't want to do it. Can I put this in?
Here, you want to whisk? Nope, not yet.
Aw.
Go ahead and whisk. Now we're going to add a little bit of coconut extract. Just-
Mine.
You have the rum, you have the coconut extract. Just about 1/4 of a teaspoon. Just a little bit. All right.
How about no of a teaspoon?
All right, and now, Jordan, you ready to add your cake mix? All right.
Yeah.
All right, so 1 box of yellow cake mix without the bag.
Put the bag in.
It took me 2
Backing
literally. All right, so now we're going to mix this all together.
No, this one.
Well, it kind of gets stuck in the whisk. So I like using a spatula. Plus, then you can fold it over. Careful.
Hey,
Like this. You have to be careful so we don't make a mess.
that's why the whisk is better. I really like the whisk.
Okay, can you kind of mix around like this, please? All right. Now, the great thing about these cutting boards is we can just lift it up, get all that cake batter, the cake mix back in there. There we go. All right, go ahead and mix. You guys can hear the sizzle from the bananas. They're cooking. They smell pretty good. Do you guys smell the bananas?
They smell like
That's
caramel.
what it's in now.
Not yet, bud.
Whoa.
They smell like caramel?
Yeah.
All right, after our bananas have been sitting there for a couple of minutes, make sure that our brown sugar butter rum mix is nice and whisked up. And Nolan, I'm going to pour it in for you so that we don't spill it, okay? And this mixture, we're going to start by just pouring this right over our bananas.
That makes a nice sound.
Yeah, the nice sizzle.
And nice butter.
All right, you can see it bubbling.
And it actually smells really good.
It smells delicious. Delicious. All right, so now we're going to take our cake batter
Yeah, see how that looks.
and we're going to carefully put our cake batter on. We have to put on nice and evenly. We're going to just go in a circle starting at the outside. Make a nice even layer. So then after we put the cake batter in here, we're going to pop it in the oven.
Pop it in the oven.
We have the oven heated up to 350, and it's going to go in there for about 22 to 24 minutes. So it's a pretty quick bake. And while that's baking, we'll get started on our rice bowls. Are you all ready, Nolan?
They make a funny sound when you clap.
They do. All right, after we have the cake batter poured in here, we're going to go ahead and put this in the oven. Like I said, about 22 to 24 minutes.
That's a big cook.
Yes. Now, remember what's really neat about these pans is that this handle pops right off. So I'm going to be able to put this in the oven, pop the handle off, and I won't even need these things to take them out.
Why?
Well, because I just plop the handle right back on and bring it out again. All right, so we'll get this
Why
in.
did you bring those?
Because it's always good to have hot mitts when you're working with hot stuff.
But why? Why did you need this?
All right,
And now you don't.
now we're going to set a timer. Handle's right here. And we're going to do a quick switcheroo. Timer. 22. All right, we're going to get started on our Caribbean chicken rice bowls. So what we're going to do here is we're going to cook up some jasmine rice, and we're going to be using our multi-pot today. We're getting that heated up here. And we're going to cook up our rice with, we've got about 1.5 cups of water.
Mine?
Yeah, you get to whisk it up. And we're going to add 1 can of coconut milk.
9.
We'll get to your stuff just a minute. So we're going to add the coconut milk, and this is going to give it that nice tropical coconut flavor.
I pour this into here.
You want to pour it in? You want to open the can? Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, and pour.
Okay.
2.
Yep, we're going to use the manual food processor. We're going to make a pineapple salsa in there. Whoops.
Ha!
You get it? Good work. All right, so very carefully pour that in. Good job. All right, now can you whisk that together? Mix it carefully.
Now what I'm going to chop is...
Oh, that coconut milk smells good.
It does smell good. All right, so we have about 2 cups of jasmine rice. So what we're going to do, thank you, bud.
Let's put it in here.
We're going to put our coconut milk water mixture right in the bottom of our multi-pot. And we're done with this. We can set this aside.
Here's a little.
And we have 2 cups of jasmine rice. We're just going to put that in there.
Oh, that was not cooked.
Nope, it's not cooked yet. We're going to cook it in the water and coconut milk mixture. All right, so we're just going to put this in here, and we're going to bring it up to a simmer.
And now I'm going to chop up what?
And while we're working on that, we have our chicken cut up. All right, so we just have about 1 pound of chicken. You can use tenderloins, breasts, chicken, thighs, whatever works for you. And we just have it cut up into bite-sized pieces and just put some of the Jamaican jerk rub on there. So we're just kind of letting that sit and season. And we're going to actually steam our chicken today to cook it. So we'll get to that in just a couple minutes. We don't actually need the beans until the end when we're finishing our bowls. But here we have just some red beans that are drained and rinsed. All right. We're going to get our pepper ready. You want to help with the pepper, bud?
Yeah.
So for our bell pepper, what we're going to do, just cut the top off here. And we'll get out our scoop loop. Oh, you know what we should do?
What's a scoop?
Get out our spoon rest. There's the scoop loop. And we use this just to get all of our seeds out real quickly. And all that ribbing that's inside of a pepper, instead of having to reach in there with my fingers and pull it out,
Use a scoop loop.
use a scoop loop. What else is a scoop loop good for, guys?
Pumpkins.
Pumpkins. Yeah, we use it for carving pumpkins. All right, we need the quick slice. Do you have the quick slice?
I don't have the quick slice.
You don't have the quick slice. We need the quick slice.
This is the quick slice.
No, I want the quick
We have the quick slice. All right, so what we're going to do,
I want that. Give me that.
no, we're going to get to that in just a minute. What we're going to do is we're going to put our peppers on here, and we're going to just slice them up. So I just quartered them.
And I chopped that one up.
All right, hold on, but just wait. We'll get to this in a minute.
Now
So
I'm
remember,
doing it,
rock back
right?
and forth. Yep, rock back and forth. Just wait.
I'm doing it.
No, you're not, Nolan.
I want to do it.
No, can I do it that?
Yep, let's finish our peppers
And
first.
then I do it next.
Yep, you guys can both take turns.
Well, look at it.
Oh, you got to go all the way down. All right, and then we just pick this whole thing up, and we'll dump our slices right here.
I'm not
Can
gonna
I
take
dump
turns.
this in there, Mama?
Nope, not yet. Those are for the end. All right, so you keep working on that.
You also want
All right,
coffee?
what we're going to put in our manual food processor.
Aww.
We're getting there. You need to finish what you're doing. Oh, careful, that's sharp. We're going to put some green onion and some cilantro in here. All right, we're going to start our pineapple salsa. So what we need is we're going to chop up some green onions and some cilantro. And Jordan gets to use his manual food processor. You ready, bud? All right. So we're just going to take our green onions, and we're just going to kind of roughly chop them up, just so they fit.
I think that's good.
You think that's good to start?
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll add more as we need it. So why don't you put the lid on and start pumping?
What does pumpkin?
Well, he's going to press the handle up and down so it starts chopping.
I can't get it.
Let me help you get started. And we're going to add these in here.
What are those?
That's the rest of the green onion. All right, you work on that. We're going to add some cilantro. Whoops, don't pull on it, bud. About a half a cup. All right, can you open it up, bud? Stand up. Now, the nice thing about the manual food processor is it chops everything up so finely that we don't really need to worry about the stems. We'll cut off the ends of it, but the rest of these tiny little stems, we don't need to worry about. All right, I'll tip this so you can see. We've got our coconut milk, water, rice mixture. It's starting to come up to a simmer. So what we're going to do is we're going to start cooking our chicken. So the multi-pot is amazing because it can do multiple things. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to take our collapsible steamer. Now this we can open up all the way, and you can use it for, say, boiling pasta, ravioli, blanching vegetables. We're not going to throw cilantro in there. And if we collapse it, okay, just wait, keep it covered. If we collapse it all the way, we can use it as a trivet for some hot items. But if we do it just halfway, like this, we can use it for a steamer. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our chicken, and we're just going to put it on half of the steamer in here.
They both get hot.
Yeah, we're actually just going to lay it out all in one layer. We'll get it steaming, and then we will push some of it to the side so we can get our red pepper in there. All right.
Okay, now.
So we have our chicken in there. We're going to go ahead and cover it. And we're going to give this about 5 minutes to start steaming and cooking that chicken. Then, like I said, we'll move some of it to the side, kind of flip it over. We'll add our red pepper, and we'll keep steaming for another 5 minutes. All right, we're going to get our pineapple ready for our salsa. Jordan, can you tell us how to pick out a good pineapple? How do I know if this is ripe?
Oh, I don't know.
Cause if you pull one of the middles out, it's done.
Well, try it. Does it pull out easily? Boop. There you go. That's right. If you pull out these middle leaves, if they come out pretty easily, you know it's a nice ripe pineapple. Also, you can smell it. You guys smell it? You can smell the pineapple. All right, so let's put these leaves aside. We're going to use our pineapple wedger, and we're going to make some chunked pineapple. So I've got some fun tricks to show you here. All right, so in order to use our pineapple wedger,
I have to do this.
we're going to cut off the top of our pineapple and the bottom of our pineapple.
And she didn't bring the knife, like whenever.
Just wait, please. Hey, Jordan. Let's just keep moving, okay? All right, and then we're going to cut this in half right on the equator. Now, you don't have to do this to use the pineapple wedger, but I found that it makes it just a lot easier, especially if you don't have a lot of upper body arm strength. So then what we're going to do, we're going to take the cover off. All right?
That's a fun trick.
That is a fun trick, but we're going to need that. So our pineapple wedger, you just line up that hole in the middle with the core of the pineapple, and you just rock back and forth. Now, when you get all the way to the bottom, that's where this tray comes in handy. And these little bumps are going to pop out these pieces of pineapple. So we just go like this, pop. So now we've got our little edge pieces here.
Cake's ready.
All right.
We can eat these too.
Yep, and we take out our middle part here. And then our core, right here, just pops right out. So now we're going to do this again with the other half. Pull these pieces aside. Now another trick.
These ones you can eat. Can I eat one of these?
Not yet.
What?
Another trick is you can take our kernel cutter. That's usually for ears of corn. But you can brush it down the sides of these pineapple pieces, and you can kind of take some of this extra pineapple off, and you'll have some crushed pineapple.
Can I take these two out?
All right, hold on.
I want to eat one.
We will eat some in a bit. All right. Now, here's our next trick. So now we have our pineapple pieces. Oh, they're nice and slippery because it's pineapple. All right. So we have our cores. It's cored. It's cut in half. Now we're going to take the apple wedger. And this is actually the exact same size as our pineapple. So we're going to line it up so one of these pieces goes right down that part that's already cut. And we just go straight down. And now we have pineapple spears. So we're going to take these, set them aside.
Can I eat a piece?
We will be able to eat pieces in a minute. You want to eat some of the pineapple off of here?
Mm-hmm.
That's what Jordy's doing. All right. So we'll slice this one as well.
Mm.
It's nice and sweet, isn't it? All right, so after you have done this, now you've got your pineapple spears, and then cutting it into chunks is super easy. Oh, there's a little sliver of pineapple. Because all we need to do is take our knife and go like this. And that is how easy it is to cut up a pineapple.
And that's all you do.
That's right. A lot of people think that cutting up a pineapple is tricky. That it's a...
With a quick slicer.
It is not tricky when you have the right tools. That is for sure. And there's nothing better than a fresh pineapple. Right, guys?
What I meant by a quick slicer is the right tools.
The pineapple wedger. All right, so some of this pineapple we are going to use in the salsa that we're making that will go on our dish. And some of it we'll save for another use. I have a feeling it's not going to last long.
Just using it.
There it is. All right, I'm going to rinse my hands off quick. All right, so after our chicken's cooked for a few minutes, we're just going to... Yep, we're steaming it. We're just going to push it to the side. And we're going to add in our red peppers. And we're going to let those steam for another 4 or 5 minutes. Not yet. All right, and now while that's going, we're just going to finish off our salsa. And to do that, we're going to take, this is our cilantro and green onion mix. And we're going to put a bunch of our pineapple in there. All right, after we've added our pineapple, we're going to mix this in. And we are going to add just a little bit of salt. Only about 1/4 teaspoon.
Can we add some pepper to play with it?
No, we're not going to add pepper. We're not going to play with it. All right, we're just going to toss this a little bit. Just mix it in. We can add a little more pineapple. We'll add about half of the pineapple total.
Yeah. Can I eat some pepper?
There will be extra pineapple to eat later. Don't worry.
Like this. Boink. Like this one.
Yep, like that one. All right, so then our salsa is ready.
Like this one?
Yep. All right, so after about 5 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and check. Our peppers are nice and tender. Our chicken is cooked up. So we're going to take the steamer off. Jordan, I'm going to set this right in front of you. Careful, it's hot. All right, and then our rice. It's got a little bit of that juice from the chicken as it was cooking and the peppers. And it's got a very nice aroma from the coconut milk. Okay. All right, one last thing we're going to add. We're going to take a lime, and we're going to cut it open, and we're going to juice the lime right into our rice.
It's 74 degrees.
Jordan, can you put that back, please?
It's 70.
All right. Add the other half of the lime.
Squeeze it this way.
Oh, then we squirt everybody with the juice. It gets a lot of juice out. I just love how it inverts the lime. It gets all that juice out. All right, we're going to mix that lime juice in. It's going to give it that nice, fresh citrus flavor. All right, boys. Are you guys ready for the best part?
What?
I'm going to get a bowl.
For what?
All right, so to assemble our rice bowls, just put a little bit of rice in the bottom. And
Has a little
out of our steamer over here, we're going to pull a little bit of chicken.
Hey, Mama.
Yes, sweetie.
It has a little fly.
And a couple peppers.
So
All right.
how could I
A little
check this temperature?
We don't need to check it. We're good to go. I checked it earlier. All right. We'll add a little bit of our pineapple salsa here. And Nolan,
It's time for me to do it.
it's time for some beans. Can you put some beans right here, please?
Can I do
And then
that?
one last finishing touch.
Can I do that?
Yep. We're going to take the herb mill, and we're going to put some cilantro in there. And hold it over. Oh, let's put some more beans in there. Handful of beans. And then, cute twist. And a little bit of fresh cilantro right on top. All right. Oh, that's enough of that. So there's our burrito bowl. And now we need the cake, right? Okay. Let's get our cake out. All right. We have our bowls are ready. It's time for dessert. And we took our cake out of the oven, let it rest a little bit. You can see in our nonstick pan, you can see how the cake is pulling away from the sides of the pan. It's going to make it super easy to flip. So all we're going to do, take the handle off, grab a nice platter. This is the fun part, right, boys? Now you definitely want to let your cake sit for a couple minutes before you flip it, just to reabsorb some of that delicious sauce that you made. And there you have it. Doesn't that look good?
Not a lot stuck.
No, just a couple pieces. But you know what? We can just kind of put them right there. We let it rest more than just a couple minutes, so some of these just kind of hung out there. All right.
Oh.
So what we're going to do, we're going to serve it up. You ready, Jordy?
Yeah.
All right.
My piece for us.
Well, we're just going to get a piece and serve it up. This super moist cake. All right, and a finishing touch for our burrito bowl. We're just going to take this lime, wedge it.
Squeeze some juice in here.
Yep, then you can add a fresh lime wedge so people can add a little extra juice. All right,
And that's mine.
and there you have it. We have our delicious Caribbean chicken rice bowls with some fresh pineapple salsa, some nice red pepper, and our nice steamed chicken. And remember that rice was made with that coconut milk to give it that nice tropical flavor. And then, I think this is the part you guys are more excited about, right?
No.
Our caramelized upside down banana skillet cake with those nice bananas. You can see that nice color in there from caramelizing them in the pan. And it is nice and moist, and it's going to be delicious.
No.
So as you're looking for a delicious recipe, as long as it's hot and humid, might as well pretend you're in the tropics and try out these two recipes.
Mama.
Yep, these are quick, they're easy. Did you guys have fun today?
No.
Well, okay. Did you have fun today, Nolan? Nolan had fun today. All right. I want to give a special thank you to Sunshine Place for letting us use their amazing kitchen. And for those of you local in Sun Prairie, definitely come out on a Monday night for a free community dinner. And if you'd like to get your hands on these recipes or learn more about any of these products, you can look for me or your local consultant by visiting pamperedchef.com. All right, thank you so much for joining us.
Chef.com.
Can you guys say thank you to everybody for joining us?
Thank you.